Okay, hello everyone. It's great to have you all on board. It's under time with Tutor IO, James Joseph Tutor, and in today's tutorial, it happens to be the continuation of the course POL321. It's been an interesting one so far, and today we're going to be taking our bearing from political inquiry. For those of us who are new to the stream, let's ensure to subscribe to the channel. Please ensure to smash the like button. Let's also ensure to join our private class. This is where we walk you through all your courses without leaving anyone unattended to. Now, for those of us who might be interested in becoming a member of the private class, all you need to do is reach out to us on our official website, which is www.tutorio.net, and use the WhatsApp button in the top right hand corner. Send us a direct. We're going to be talking about political science, all right? The inquiry of political science, all right? Let's put it this way, political inquiry. Now, we'll talk about political inquiry, all right? In a nutshell, we are simply referring to the use of certain methods, certain approaches to further investigate certain phenomena in the political space. All right. But now, according to the course material, we're going to be following what we have there. And to start with, we have the traditional political inquiry. When we talk about the traditional political inquiry, we are simply referring to, all right, the early, or what we refer to as the classical, all right, traditional political inquiry, all right, also referred to as classical approach to study of politics and government, all right, classical approach to the study of politics and government. Are we together? Now, this approach emerged, all right, this approach emerged before the modern scientific and behavioral method in political science. When we talk about traditional political inquiry, it had been in existence before the modern, all right, before the emergence of the modern scientific and behavioral method in political science. Okay. Before the emergence of modern scientific and behavioral method of political science. Are we on the same page? Okay. So we have that as that. Now, let's take a step further. Now, it is called traditional because it focuses, all right, on the normative philosophy. All right. The reason why it is called traditional is because this traditional political inquiry focuses on normative, philosophical, historical, and institutional analysis of politics, all right, rather than the empirical or scientific method. Now, when we say empirical now, you are dealing it based on available facts, based on provided evidence, which is also very similar with scientific. But scientific is just more intentional about the process to the achievement of that fact than the fact itself. All right, but that is not the case of traditional political inquiry. Are we together? So we have that as that. Now let's take a step further. We have forms of political, all right. Now we have political philosophy analysis. Political philosophy analysis. Political philosophy analysis. Now we'll talk about political philosophy analysis. All right. We are simply referring to the four major activities that this analysis employs. All right. Four activities of conducting political inquiry. All right. These activities include the scientific, the normative, the instrumental, and analytical, which is also called logic. All right. Okay. And analytical, which is also logical. Okay. So we have methods of political inquiry. Methods of political inquiry. To start with, We have the traditional method of political inquiry. Trad Under the traditional method of political inquiry, the traditional method of political inquiry includes several methods of analyzing politics, in which the three most important approaches are historical, legalistic, and institutional. Are we together? It considers the historical part, the historical aspect, okay, of inquiring, all right, politically. We have also legalistic, has to do with value system, what has to do with value judgment, what has to do with what seems fit and what seems right. Okay, and we have the institutional, all right, method going through the use of political institutions. And therefore, we also have the behavioral method of political inquiry. Behavior. For the behavioral or behaviorism, okay, behavioral or behaviorism. Now, political inquiry emerged, this behavioral method, all right, under it, it says that its political inquiry emerged in the 1940s to 50s in the United States as a reaction against, all right, so this behaviorism or behavioral method is as a reason behind, is as a result of the failure or reaction to traditional method of political inquiry in 1945, in 1940s, 1950s in the United States. So it shifted political science from the philosophical and normative analysis, all right, to scientific, all right, empirical and database study. All right, so this is more like normative. All right, shifted normative and philosophical. It shifted it from this to this scientific. All right, empirical and database. Are we together? Now, this particular method also lays more emphasis on the behavior, all right? Emphasis on the study of actual political behavior, all right? Rather than formal institution behavior, rather than formal institutions. So we have that as that. So very quickly, I want us to talk about generalization. This is very true in political science as it cuts across, span across other field of studies. Okay, when we talk about generalization, this we are referring to as expressing a relationship between concepts. Expressing relationship between concepts. Between concepts. A generalization is a broad statement, principles, or conclusion drawn from observation, study, analysis of political event, behavior, or phenomenon. Are we on the same page? It is said to be what? A broad statement. All right. This broad statement, all right, could also be a broad principle or a broad conclusion. Are we together? And it draws observation, okay, of specific political events. All right. A generalization is a broad statement drawn from an observation. Drawn from an observation. Okay. All right. Observation from a specific political event. I think I need to adjust this a little. Aha. So we have that as that. Now we have the utilities. Okay. The utilities of generalization. Now, for those of us who haven't submitted our assignment yet, or for those of us who are totally new to the stream, or you are not new to the stream, but you've not done the needful. What is the needful, or what are the needful? Subscribe to the channel, all right, very important. Also, ensure to follow us on other social media handles like our Facebook page, TikTok, Instagram handle, and so on and so forth. But most importantly, you need to become a member of the private class. And how do you become a member? All you need to okay. So all the thing for network, I think it's stable now. So we have utilities. And right under utilities of generalization, all right, generalizations are important to political science because they give us a more sophisticated and wide-ranging description of political phenomena. All right, they give us what? A more sophisticated, a more sophisticated and wide range. Are we together? A more sophisticated and wide range, wide ranging description of political phenomena. So the types, basically there are two forms of generalization, which are hypothesis and law. All right, these terms are not new to us. All right, so when we talk about hypothesis, it talks about a guess. All right, a guess, a guess about relationship between concepts. All right, a guess about relationship between concepts. But for law, law is not a guess. All right, it's an agreed, a verified principle, guide. All right, an accepted guide, control, regulation. All right, all right, that express, all right, the relationship, all right, that helps in the expression of the relationship among concepts. So we have that as that. So very, and lastly, let's consider, all right, logic and political inquiry. All right, definitely. All right, logic and political inquiry have close connection. All right, logic and poll inquiry, all right, have close, have what we refer to as a close connection. All right, they have a close connection. Are we together? Okay. Now, the logic of political inquiry refers to the underlying, all right, ontological and epistemological justification. When we talk about ontological now, we are more intentional about certain behaviors, all right, the study of human beings itself, all right, and epistemological has to do with knowledge, all right. So this logic of political inquiry refers to the underlying ontological and epistemological justification of the approaches and method of political inquiry. All right, like I said, epistemological has to do with the theory of knowledge. All right, so therefore, logic of political inquiry refers to the systematic way political scientists study politics. All right, all right, studies. Systematic political scientists study politics in order to generate knowledge. Study politics in order to what? Generate knowledge. All right. Explain political phenomenon and make prediction. All right. All right. Explain political phenomena and make prediction. So we have that as that. Please, for those of us who are new to the stream, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please you are encouraged to subscribe to the channel. It's just below the video, and also smash the like button. And for those of us who haven't joined the private class yet, let's ensure to sign up. Everything you have missed are all properly arranged, organized in our repository. And when you join the private class, we forward everything to you immediately so you can catch up without any further ado. So here is what we call it a wrap for tonight. And like I said earlier, I talked about deduction and induction. All right. When we talk about deductive reasoning, we're talking about moving from general premise to a specific conclusion, while inductive is from a specific conclusion to a general, all right, to a general reasoning. Are we together? So, in our next class, we'll take it up from research paradigms. Thank you very much, everyone. I believe you all have been able to gain something in today's class. I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's class. Like I said earlier, are consistent. Exam is fast approaching. We can't leave anything on. To have a wonderful evening. Reach out to us today on our official website, www.tutorio.net. You find the WhatsApp button in the top right corner. Use that to send us a direct message. Make any inquiries you want to make concerning your academics. I'll be happy to have you guided properly. Do have a wonderful evening and bye for now.